Namaste everyone. Very welcome to this meeting. I try to register, to feel, to meet you in a way, online friends, by looking at your video whenever possible. Some of you who come little late or have joined recently, let's say, then I'll maybe get some chance in between to look at you and kind of greet you in my heart, in my being. But I greet you right now like this. I was just thinking that it is really something very important to start fresh, to approach freshly, in the in our context of spirituality, spiritual awakening, spiritual growth. We need to start fresh in the sense that we need to approach freshly, look at the same thing freshly. But our sadhana is happening in a circle, and that kind of goes against looking at anything freshly or doing something freshly. How to, how to balance this? This is what is the topic I feel can be useful, because we need both. We need a repetition of effort also, like a circle, and we need to avoid kind of being in a routine also, to keep it alive. Like how to keep that activity, effort of sadhana, which are moving in a routine in a way like this, like which we need to do, let's say every day, certain practices or activities like this, spiritual practices. I think for that best, there are some things which we can discuss. Like some of you can talk to me also about it, and we can come to some nice, approach about it. But what is coming to me right now, I'm just sharing with you, and we can add more to it as we talk to each other, when we have a conversation right now. I feel what can be done is that Prabhat Shuddhi, or what we call morning, like a morning effort in the morning. That effort in the morning itself is sort of a breaking, from breaking out of that sleep or that routine in which we have been living in the last day. But in the morning, what we can do is that we can revisit the purpose of our sadhana, spiritual sadhana, that why I'm doing all of my sadhana, what I want to gain. That purpose which we have in our heart, in our mind, that we can kind of revisit in the morning. That for this I am doing all of this, all of the effort. And we can talk, like speak it out also in the morning whenever possible, that I am doing this and I want to attain this. And that will also in some way strengthen, our effort, or crystallize the doer that we are of that effort. When we say that I'm going to succeed, really, I'm going to go deeper today than yesterday. When we say like this. But essentially what I'm talking about is a reminder to start it freshly. Like we can say in the morning that although I may or I will do the same exercises which I did yesterday, but what yesterday was yesterday, today is today. Today is a new possibility, new opportunity for me. So it cannot be a routine, like this. And I'm going to break out of the routine while I will continue the same activity. Routine in this case is the sense of routineness in the mind, what we call taking it for granted. So there are energies and tendencies in the mind where we start taking things for granted as if it is something usual. It just happens. No. So what I'm trying to say is that can we keep our spiritual effort alive by keep making it special for us in every possible way, by giving it highest value in every morning also. This is what I'm talking about, and anybody can talk about it. We can go in kind of specific details of it, like if you can explain to me that what are the challenges you are facing, or something like this. So we can have a conversation about it also, if you want to talk about it, to discuss with me anything.
Pranam ji. I want to see this more detail, means because it is very often happen with me. When I do some technique, it is after some time it is like a routine, and this time I don't want to do any technique like routine. So last technique, what I'm doing, it is still alive, I feel, not feeling like a routine, but it is possibility in future it will be like.
So what do you feel you want to do? Because what I shared already, do you feel that this is going to help you?
Yes, this is helpful, but I want to see more detail, like.
So let me just quickly share something, then you can talk back a little bit. So, yeah, or you are saying something? Okay. Uh, let's say I saw people doing yoga, like my teacher also is teaching me a little bit. Let's say my Madhvi basically helping me a little bit. So she suggested that we should take a break when we go in the gym also, when we are doing any workout also in the park or anywhere walking or anything also. We are suggested to take a break. Take a break like one day, don't do it. Because somehow our body start taking it for granted. So even our body has a tendency to take it as a routine. So then it's the same workout, same exercises, same yoga exercise activities will be less effective if we continue like this. But if we take a break for one day in a week, then it can start becoming more effective or alive basically. So it is basically an internal challenge. It's not individual, personal level. Like it's not like we should not take it personally first of all. Because what happens is that we start taking it personally that, hey, it's my personal problem. I'm as a person failing. No, you are not failing as a person, uh, but more it is how things happen in the body mind. That whenever we do something continuously, a circle is created inside it, and the mind start taking it for granted. Like, and the moment mind takes anything for granted, we start getting less from it in a way, because then it is not alive for us anymore. It is like in a way dead. Like yeah, it is there anyway, like this. So we just need to avoid this tendency of the mind in some way. One of the ways is taking a one day break every week, not doing it. No, not doing that particular, in this case, your particular sadhana that you are doing that time, one day not doing it. And then next day, after the break, always having this very clear feeling, and even saying in the mind or verbally also, or even if necessary, you feel like writing, you write down that it's a fresh start. So at the max, let's say, even if it will become a routine, it will be only for 1 week, like 6 days routine. And after that, again, it is broken. No? So 6 days routine and broken can be a good approach actually, which is generally working very well for physical improvement, health and everything. It will work for us also very well. What do you feel? Will it work?
Yes, yeah, I feel very effective means this one day break, because before this practice I did some routine and then break one day. I remember you suggested some time before, do your practices 1 week and then do not do anything, any practice, and then again the enthusiasm come and feel fresh energy to do again the same technique. Yeah, it is very effective.
But just as a side note about it is that don't let the break be more than 1 day, because if the routine that takes place inside us generally takes 3 days. So if that routine which has taken 3 days and has got established, and if we, let's say, miss something for more than 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, then in different routine will start taking place inside us of not doing it also. So we need to have that kind of readiness and routine internally, but we don't want to have that stagnant feeling like a old or not fresh, like a dead, like we want it to be alive. And for that we are taking the break. So it's also important. So good, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Devdas, you wrote, thank beloved Rajee, thank you for your pointing. I remember that this is the same that Anantaji mentioned, namely, you have to be a beginner every day. Yes. I'm not sure about that what Anantaji means, but in one sense, yes. But because it is practically not possible for us to be a beginner every day, we need to find some ways to come close to it as much as we can. This is my approach. That let us do everything that we can to come close to it. One very beautiful thing about this also is that when we will have a break, we will also have that confidence inside us that I can continue after the break. And that is a commitment to ourselves. That is a declaration to ourselves also that I will succeed. No? Is it not like this? So which is an amazing thing. Yeah, thank you.
Namaste ji. It is a very useful topic, so I think I check what way I am doing. So ji, every day I do practice and same practice, but every day I check what challenge come today. That way I do practice. So I never feel like I am doing like a routine practice. So this way I am doing this
Can you say a little
same
more
practice.
because it can be really useful
Okay.
for everyone else.
So just like just sitting meditation, it is a very basic practice, and so because every day different challenge come when we do meditation. It is just sitting meditation, but it's whenever we sit for meditation, and every day some different mind give a different option or different body give a different different response come. So I feel like it's every time it is a new challenge I face. So I am ready to be, see what come today to give me this like how can I sit myself without attempt any this thing. So this is my way to do. So if I am not doing right, or please give
Well,
some.
I feel it is good actually. It's good. I'm just trying to process it in some way, like to see that what exactly happens. Let's say when you take this like this, that hey, let's see what is that challenge today. First of all, you are approaching it very freshly because you are expecting the challenge to be new. You know, expecting in the sense that you are not really uh, starting from how it was yesterday. So that is already a very fresh approach, isn't it? So it is really not about the challenge being new, but it is about you being more available or open for anything to be new here, in general. But you are using the challenge as a hook to keep you up, keep you fresh and in the present. No? So which is nice thing really. So every one of us can find a hook like this. Like some people may find a hook like this that they can speak. When they speak, it's a fresh day. I am going to start today freshly. When they say inside their heart or verbally also. For example, it could be a hook or like a trigger point in a way, or how to say, for access point, let's say, for them. So different ways we can access it. So this is for you that you access it like this. No? But the primary thing here is that it remains fresh. Because generally what happens is that the technique that we learn, this is also something I would like to share additionally here. Everyone, I hope that can benefit up to some degree, that what happens is that we learn a technique. When we learn a technique, like verbally, like mentally we learned it, that how to practice it, then we start practicing it. No? When we start practicing it, what happens is that our mind understanding of the initial understanding of the practice, how to do it, it gets updated also. Or has to be updated also based on what experiences we had and challenges we had, isn't it? And that is where, so basically what happens is that every time we start from that updated knowledge or understanding of how to do the practice, isn't it? And at times it becomes much more accumulated, like a lot of knowledge of it. And that is where we are not really practicing it now anymore. This is not the practice the teacher gave us. It is not that practice anymore. It has become our practice now. So how to keep this practice pure also, this is also a challenge. Not only how to keep the enthusiasm alive, how to keep the inspiration alive for doing it, but how to keep the practice pure, how to practice it purely also. And for that we need to have some hooks, like a pointer, some key points. Like I feel the best is to every now and then listen to that same teacher, and where they have described, like in this case myself, where I have described what is just sitting meditation. Let's say if you are talking about just sitting meditation, so that you can refresh that understanding, and then start from there freshly, not from the mind. Mind is very useful, but not in doing the meditation practice, but in stopping us from doing anything else. Like going astray. Mind can help us in going astray, not going astray basically. Mind can help us in not going out of the meditation, let's say. But mind cannot help us in keeping us in the mind, in the meditation, because meditation is being out of mind. Do you see my point? So this is why it is a subtle thing that happens, that we remain in the mind while we are believing that I am in meditation right now. Because our understanding of the mind is only being updated. So we dip into the mind, into the meditation, just for a few seconds, and then immediately we come back to the mind, where we update, okay, so this is meditation now. But that's not real meditation also. So these are the actual challenges. I just thought that I will add this a little bit here, how to keep it alive. Like basically there is no other way, understand it again and again. That's the way to keep it alive. Keep it pure, not alive. How to keep the practice pure, to understand it again and again. And understanding, about the understanding, I want to add a little bit something, that when we understand something, mostly at the mind level, understanding is enough in the practical life. But in the spiritual life, it is not. We need to have deeper understanding than understanding of the mind. What is that deeper is the feeling level. Feeling level is the actual wisdom possible, not that what feelings we are feeling, what feelings are happening inside us are the wisdom. No, the one who is experiencing them can be wise enough to actually feel what is meditation, for example. You see what I mean? So when we are able to think about the practice, we understand at the thinking level what is the practice, and we feel the truth of the practice also. Then it is a deeper understanding, and it can help us a lot in indicating when we are going wrong. when we are also mixing something from the basic practice that was given to us. No? So this is also. Thank you. I hope it will help you.
Yes, Ji. And Ji, can we do practice about this feeling level with you now?
Practice, how to do practice?
Like feeling myself. So it's
Meaning you want to understand that how to feel something at the feeling level, or how to understand, how to use my feeling level to understand something. You know,
Yeah.
this is what you want to understand, and you want a live example for it. Yeah. Okay. So you want to feel yourself. No, feel yourself at the feeling level, obviously. So what you can do right now, that right now tell me that when you are talking about yourself, from what level you are talking about, or what level you are referring to right now. Generally speaking, when we talk about ourselves, we talk about ourselves from the mind. Not from the, that we are talking from the mind, but we are talking while referring to the mind about ourselves. Meaning the knowledge that we are talking about ourselves is coming from the mind, being processed at the mind level. So please, can you confirm right now that when you are talking about yourself, from where you are talking, like what is the knowledge that you are referring to right now, where it is being processed, understood, basically.
Gee, I just notice what I am feeling. It's my mind is just giving a word to express this feeling.
Express
My feeling.
my feeling.
So for that, I using the word. I using the mind.
Meaning you are using the mind only to express the feeling, but the feeling is what you are expressing, not the thought. Are you saying like this?
Yes. See.
So, what are you saying right now? So, it means that are you able to feel yourself at the feeling level? This is what you are saying, and you are not thinking about yourself right now?
Yes, right now not.
So, then I think what you were trying to understand is clear now, or no?
Yes, Ji. But it would be nice to be little more guided with.
Sure. So, you can say, generally speaking, most of us are in the normal life, social life in which we live. Most of us is actually our default way of understanding anything or living anything is mind. Except when something is very intense, like we are experiencing some chocolate or some ice cream or things like this, which is like we know that this time I don't want to think so much. Although we continue thinking that time also, because of this being primary. And rarely some beings, their primary way of understanding and experiencing is feeling. But what we call heart. Rarely, but mostly not. So what happens in this case is that even when we are saying that I'm feeling myself, we are actually not feeling ourselves. We are just thinking about ourselves that I'm feeling myself right now. And unless we are clear that what it means to be thinking about ourselves, even when we are believing that I'm feeling myself, we cannot really see the difference when we are actually feeling ourselves. No? Do you see what I mean? So we need to have that knowledge as a contrast of what it means to be in the mind, what it means to be thinking, so that we know that when I'm not thinking about myself. No? So in that way, can you say something? That are you able to, because you are not hiding from thinking right now. You are not trying to run away. You are not feeling fear. Oh my God, I will get caught up in the thinking again. Not like this, no?
Gee, this moment I can say I am feeling myself, so I don't have so much word to saying something. I'm just feeling, and I just.
So this is what is the indicator that I'm not in the mind. Are you saying like that?
Gee, I don't know, but I can just to say another way. If I'm thinking about myself, that time I can say so many things, because that time I'm not feeling. But this time I'm feeling some depth. And
It is very
so,
possible what you are saying is true, but since you have invited me to continue in this exploration and living, I would say then think about yourself also, so that you very clearly see the difference. No? Right now, think about yourself also while feeling yourself, so that you can see the difference. That is it really radically different, or is it just a little bit different? If it is little bit different, then this feeling ourself is also part of the mind, no? Because it's not so far. No? If it is not, if it is not just a little different, it's radically different. Then there are all chances that it is actual, really living, no? Ourselves, feeling ourselves. No? To think about yourself and talk to me from your thinking about yourself also right now, about yourself. If you want, you can do like this. So it will just be like we can be sure about it. Do you feel that it will help?
this time, in this moment, it's difficult to think, because it's
Why?
in your presence, I'm like feeling myself is
It can be
more.
difficult to think in the egoic way in satsang, but it doesn't mean that it is not possible to think about yourself. Yes. Think in the non-egoic way, no? You see my point? It is not possible to think in the satsang in the egoic way. I agree, mostly it is like this. And that's what we enjoy also here, but that's what is kind of something we don't like sometime also. That I'm not able to, like my usual mind is not here and I'm not understanding anything. But no, you can maybe not think in the egoic way. There's an egoic way of thinking and there's a non-egoic way of thinking also. So maybe it is very possible that you are actually experiencing your being, feeling your being, but you can still think, no, in your own way, in the way of the being, not in the way of ego. No? Do you feel it is possible? Or you don't want to think, maybe also. It is okay if you don't want to think, it's fine for me.
See, this moment I not feeling so much different about feeling and thinking, because I'm not, this correct word is not thinking about as the egoic way. I think that's why I'm not feeling that difference.
Could be, yeah.
In generally, like we can.
You are right.
So
This is possible. You are right. So then in that case, we cannot really have any other pointer right now. So I think we are good then. Thank you.
Gee, for right now, I think it is fine. If something come in during next continue, then I will come again to
Sure,
connect
sure.
with you.
Yes,
Ji.
yes.
Thank you. Ji.
So all I am trying to say here, let me just try the last time, that you are feeling yourself. So in this case, you are clear that you are that something, some being, you are a being, no, who is feeling. And what you are feeling this time is not anything else. So you are also clear about what is anything else in you, which you are not. And then what you are feeling is yourself. So all of these checkpoints have been ticked or not? This is my question. If they have been ticked, then you can be sure that yes, no, we can be sure that yes, what you are living is yourself only. By the way, that's where mind comes in. Mind can show you what you are not.
This time nothing is coming, only just feeling myself.
Then better sit in yourself and be more clear about it. No? Because many times we have a very deep desire for peace, for joy, for kind of rest. And when we come in contact with ourselves, we feel that peace, joy, rest. And then we kind of give up that alertness, that focus or that, centeredness from where we were trying to discover who we are clearly and what we are not also. So let it settle, let that kind of thing settle, and then wake up your quest and have a fresh look again. No, like this. I think can we do? Yeah. Good. Thank you. Because for you to experience yourself, three things are necessary. One, you who will experience. One, the ability to experience it. And third thing is what? Third thing is you as a experience at the level where everything is being experienced. And very clearly knowing that I am experiencing myself and nothing else which is being experienced or can be experienced here. Isn't it? This is the thing. No? So these three things are to be taken care of. So sit now and try to look deeply into this in this direction, and it will become clear to you that whether you are experiencing yourself or not. Because experiencing ourselves also has a grade in a way, like a gradient, like a degree. We can experience ourselves very purely. We can experience ourselves a little less purely, like mixed with other things also. The more purely we experience ourselves, the higher chances, in one sense, you can say, of awakening are. Awakening basically is connected to experiencing ourselves purely. When we can experience ourselves very, very purely, as if sometime crossover happens and there is no way to come back after that. Because something so pure has been tasted that we lose interest in everything else. Like the difference is radical. Like difference is too big. Meaning, when we are able to experience ourselves purely, and we fall in love with that purity also. This is the point. Because many times we experience this purity, but we call it sometime, it's emptiness, like too empty, void, darkness, or something like this, which we don't like generally. Then, not that this will happen. No, we taste the purity of our being, and we fall in love with it also immediately. Oh yeah, I like it. Then there is no way to go back in a way. Like you have actually come home in a way, and yet you will come back to the old way of experiencing things because of habit. But then you will keep searching how to go back now, how to come back here now, like this. So just think about these things and sit and check. Thank you. And you can talk to me anytime today. Uma, you want to say something?
Yes, I want to talk about this topic, how to refresh our spiritual practices every day. Can I share something what I do for this?
Yes.
I started in the morning because in the morning I find myself very passive, in passive mode, like not doing anything, don't want to do anything. It feels like, and before it was like I was feeling like my body is feeling lazy, but now I find this laziness is inside in my energies. So what I do, I just sit for 3 to 5 minutes, not more than that, and I just sit, don't do anything, like not sleeping, not doing anything, just sitting, and I breathe out, gently breathe out, like catharsis, and then this is also like 3 to 4 minutes, and then this fog disappears. There is in a fog inside in the morning me, which gives me feeling like I'm passive. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit, not do anything. And when this fog disappears, then I feel very fresh. Then I find this freshness to start my day, and this freshness keeps me guide to freshly to my spiritual practices also. So please share something about it more.
It's very good actually. I'm feeling very happy to hear this. What happens actually is that uh, as if we are in a state of compulsively attending our feelings and compulsively attending our thoughts and routine, like a flow of energies that is happening inside, no? And we are just not catching a break from it. No? So that compulsiveness, basically, that flow decides what will happen to us. That flow decides how will be our day. That flow decides that whether we will practice today or not, or like feeling lazy in this case, for example. But what you are doing is that you are stopping for a moment. That okay, I don't want to do the practices, but I also don't want to not do them. You know, you're just sitting for 5 minutes and indecisive, like waiting. And also breathing out. You are saying breathing out, which is a very nice thing, really. Breathing out is like you are breathing out the hangover of the sleep in the morning, no? Like the remaining hangover. So people do like take chai, also wash face and take shower, also many things. But we do Pravat Shuddhi, for example, for this particular region only to remove the hangover not only of the night, last night, but of many other nights also. No? And then you are more in your natural true state of being where you have that freshness. No? And in that freshness, you are able to very easily decide that what to do or not. Like for example, if body is not feeling well, you will not do some physical exercises that day. But you will still be able to do your spiritual practice by sitting or like sitting practice or something, no? Like this. So basically, what is our imprisonment is not really if there is a laziness in the body, like in the sense of not feeling well, feeling tired or something, that we should really push our body or something. No. It is also not that when you, the soul, is really feeling lazy, I kind of don't want to do anything today. Also fine. No? But there is something in between, which is neither attending the body, which is nor attending the mind, which is not serving the soul. This is what is that wastage of life in a way, wastage of time in a way. Like it is just not serving anything, but we are serving it unknowingly. No? This is the point. That is what is ego. Ego is not something real. Ego is something which just don't serve any purpose, doesn't give anything to us, but it takes energy from us continuously. And you are taking care of this egoic energy in the morning. No, I feel like this, which is a very good thing, really, like a wisdom coming from the being that you are. That hey, let me just sit and see what happens. In the daily life activities or in the activities of body mind, doing is very important. But in the spiritual context, many times not doing is the best practice. Not doing includes not attending this feeling of laziness in the morning also, no? Neither you are pushing it away, nor you are attending it, no? So this just sitting and not doing anything is helping you here also, isn't it? I think it's good. Yes, say anything else.
Yes, it is very good, and it helps me in this way also. That before it was like that whenever I felt this laziness in the morning, this fog, and then whole day was like a uncertain, like dragging myself to, because obviously we need to do work also. But now it is not dragging myself. It is when this uncertainty is not there, and I am certain. Events are not certain, practical life events, but I am certain how I will do that, and then I'm not dragging myself. I am moving. I'm walking, and this also helps very much.
Yeah, it's correct actually. Very good, but good language you are using. That I'm not uncertain. Uncertain basically is more of a feeling in a way, maybe, but it is more connected to kind of dividedness. Let's say we did not sleep well last night, and then we have to do things. However, part of our body mind is calling us to sleep, but we are pushing ourselves to, to do the things and yeah. And that's why we are suggested that let's say if you did not sleep well, take a power nap. Power nap means like for 15 minutes, just rest. So that need, or even some people do like this, that okay, like sometime we abruptly wake up. Like many people cannot wake up in the morning by themselves without an alarm. So then alarm wakes us up very abruptly, no? And if we get up that time, we are going to have a hangover in the mind and like in the body also. And for that, what they do is they just lie down on the bed for a few seconds to kind of get out of the sleep nicely, gracefully. So all these things which when don't happen, that incompletion, that imbalance that when remains inside us in the morning, then that continues. It is carried forward continuously for the whole day, and that is what gives us a sense of uncertainty. And you are saying, "I am certain now," because you have completed whatever could be completed, not the way of in the way of the mind, but in the way of energies and in the way of the soul. Energies and soul are not against each other. It is something else which is. The wisdom of the soul is such that the memory, or what we call conditioning, present in the energies can be utilized by the soul very well for its own advantage. It is something else which interrupts. No, that something else is to be addressed. That is what is ego. So we need to understand very deeply, really, what is ego. So thank you. I think it's very good talking.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anna, you want to say something?
Namaste. Can you hear me like this?
Yes, I can.
Yes, okay. There is construction outside, so. um, with the practice, I notice that I'm still doing it very often out of fear. Fear of losing myself again, or fear of losing grace, of having a master or like a support of a living master. Because it did happen to me in this life that for about 8 years I was just by myself, inquiring or meditating or mainly just sitting with trees in nature, which I still find the best place to sit. And I didn't think about it in a long time, but now since you asked the question about the practice, I can feel, I can see that I don't even want to try to make a break or like, so that that's how big the fear is. Yeah, it is probably also just ego fear, but it brought me to where I am now. And yeah, it's a very, very thin line and when that fear drops, this is where I'm very much sitting in the being. But it happens very rare because the practice is, or like being in satsang and so on, is more like, is part of my routine and part of my being, basically, already. Yeah.
You want me to like share something, or it is very genuine what you are saying, and it looks like all is fine, no? But there is some improvement possible, I feel. That improvement is that right now there are two states that you are experiencing. That pure state, relaxed state of being, where there is no fear felt, which happens less, and there is a other state of being where there is under the fear you are always doing the practice. The fear basically is, in one sense, you can say unconscious alertness or vigilance. Fear is like unconscious vigilance, but it can be turned into conscious vigilance, isn't it? And once it is turned into conscious vigilance, you will still feel that sense of control, that things are in my control. I'm not going to lose it. But you will not feel that additional imbalance or that vibration of fear which disrupts many things in us. Because the very purpose of the vibration of fear is to disturb. It is made, it has been made by existence for this purpose only. No? To shake. And to shake in such a way that even the deepest level of our body-mind is shaken by it. Only that which we are, the pure being, is not touched by it, because that pure being is not a vibration. It is beyond the vibration. So anything which is alive can be touched and is touched by fear. No? This is the power of fear. Because it is simply vibration. It is something vibrating and trying to vibrate anything which comes in contact with it. No? But in such a way that creates a sense of negative feeling of lack and, basically a sense of lack is created by fear inside us. That something is less in me, something is missing in me, I have to fill it by something else. So this is what I wanted to say. What do you feel? Will it help?
This fear is also like, if you know how many times we have been speaking and I thought that I'm in a good place and I wasn't, or like it wasn't the right place, it was just a peaceful place, for example, and I stayed for a long time in these states where in this complacent state, no? And this fear is more like being sure, or being like this discernment that it is a good place in which I am while I'm doing my practice. And I remember also the master I was with before, he was kind of joking also, like, yeah, good luck in this life without the living master, with all the books and with everything, you know. And he was right. So this is also the fear that is underneath. Yeah. And yeah, but it's really two-sided. In a way,
No,
it's
that's
a
true.
drive.
No, that is
No?
fine.
Okay.
But my question to you is that,
Yes.
is it fine for you to convert it into vigilance? Will you lose something important if you convert the fear into vigilance for the same thing?
It is actually, then it's perfect. Then it is perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Because then it is not a fear, then it is just this sharpness of presence, of sharpness of being with every word, with every action.
And also,
Yeah.
rather than having fear of going back into the old state of being, false state of being, now there is a excitement and value for remaining in the true state of being, isn't it? So the vigilance basically, when the fear turned into vigilance, basically is now the even remaining value that we have or interest we have unconsciously with in the ego self has fallen away now. Like now you are certain for sure that now there is no going back for me anymore. But still I will be alert. So for me there is nothing there anymore. So that's why there is no fear. But there is alertness that you never know. I have not seen everything yet. I have not seen all the cards of the ego yet. No. So I will remain alert. But there is no going back there. Like I'm not facing that anymore. No. I'm facing the truth, facing the being. More involved with the being, but not lost. Alert. In fact, very alert than before. Because even here there could be a deception. Yeah.
And for the certainty of knowing that I am alert from a good place. Sometimes before it used to be like I would get like some kind of not a headache, it's just like a little pressure, which was like a sign that appropriate, not appropriate, you know, like no, don't go this way, go this way. Lately I don't have that so much, but it's more of a flow. But still, like, to have this certainty, is there some kind of practice or some trick?
Actually, fear can be a very good pointer for it. That seeing that fear is not there. When fear is not there, then the being has woken up the fear has woken up the being that you are enough. Like fear has served a purpose actually here. No? It has woken you up enough, made you enough conscious, enough aware. Now that awareness cannot be lost when fear is lost. So that is where, when fear is not there, we can be sure that I am living in alertness now. Because even if we are lost in the ego again, that fear will not leave us. It will come back. Because it is a friend now. It is trying to save you. So you will not be able to be lost fully, like fully enjoying in the ego. You will be allowed to fully enjoy in the being only now. So when you are fully enjoying the being and there is no fear, you can be certain that you are in the right place. What is vigilance? When it activates, it does not activate in the being. In the being there is only wonder. It activates at the borderline of the ego and the being. Borderline is not necessarily a energetic borderline somewhere between the energies, but it is mainly in the state of being. That the being is swinging between the two states. And at the borderline of these two states is where vigilance is. Vigilance basically is your accumulated knowledge, everything that you have gained so far. Like your spiritual attainment is what is vigilance. No? It has wisdom, all the wisdom that what you are not, what has not helped you, what has brought you into ego or into suffering, or it has all the knowledge, no? Like that. So that gets activated as soon as you see anything other than yourself. Anything other than yourself is what is the body, mind, energies, and the world, experience of world. So basically, alertness all the time. But you may not feel alertness sometime. And that will be the time when you will be feeling yourself. Like, let's say, you remain alert that you are sitting on this chair and you don't fall from this chair, okay? And there is a very common accepted, notion that as soon as I will slip in my being, I may fall. And that's the reason that we feel fear that I should not slip in my being fully. But it is not true. Even when we slip in our being, that alertness remains in the body and takes care that we don't fall. We just have to connect these dots experientially. And as soon as you come out of that pure state of being in the body, that you will find the alertness taking, like, hand holding, okay, let's go together now into the body. It is similar to that. It is much more alertness than taking care of the body, but it is similar. I hope it more clear. I know it's very subtle, no? So.
Yes, and now when you were speaking, I can remember, or I can feel or see that in a long time, because of this alertness and because of this fear of falling completely, I haven't experienced in a long time this like complete like oneness, or I don't know how to say it, where everything is so vigilant because of, like, you just don't want to lose it. But that I did not experience in a long time, and exactly for that, what you're saying, yes.
Yes.
I will report.
Yeah, it happens like that. Yes. We will become alert slowly. Like there are many. Now I'm going to speak a little bit, just sharing quickly, which is like a side note for you to like a checkpoints. No, when we are in the being, in the pure state of being, like let's be right now, so that we can verify also. So now we are in the pure state of being. There is so much more light than there is light experienced in the mind level, in the individual alertness level. There is so much wisdom also, like so much presence, like we are so much more present here and attending everything than when we are in the individual level of consciousness or mind. No? So we don't feel fear of life collapsing here. That is the thing you can never feel. We can never feel the fear that my life will collapse when we are in the being. Because when we are in the being, we are in the body, mind, word, everything also at the same time. But we are much more now. We are so much more that very small portion of ourself is attending the functioning of the body mind, while at the same time it is absorbed and appreciating its own beauty. So it's not that we are absent when we are in the when we are living in the purity of our own being. It's not that we are absent. Being absent or being present does not apply to the being that we are in relation to itself. In relation to everything else, it does apply. That being that we are may be absent for something or present for something, mean attending something or not attending something. But for ourselves, we don't have this option. That initially we may feel like this because of living in an impression that I am an individual self. But the truth of the being is that being does not have an option to attend itself or to be present about itself or to be absent about itself. So we must come to this purity of being. How to come? There is no how to really about it. There is no fundamentally there is no how to about it. It can be done together. Like doing together is one of the best ways. That is the positive approach which we are doing right now. Negative approach is what we call negation, approach of negation, neti, where we acutely and very alert, with utter alertness, try to sense clearly what we are not, and we leave it also. No? Then we remain in what we are purely, and once we remain purely what we are, we start living and appreciating who we are, and that's where we will come where we are right now, also. No? So the soul has many misunderstanding about spiritual direction. In the spiritual direction, that my true state is like a lost state. No, it's not. It's much more opposite of it. We are not lost or absent. We are much more present. Like so much more present than that we cannot right now imagine, generally speaking. Let us try to understand the being that we are is not divided from the body mind it is living right now. It is only imagining that it is divided. And through that it has created a sense that I am a separate self. There is neither a separate self in the body mind, nor there is a body mind which is separate from the soul. No? It is one thing only. And this whole one thing is the soul, actually. As long as it like to have a body, the body will be there in one way or the other, in one life or the other life. No? When it feel I don't need a body, I don't want a body, I just want to live in the purity of my being, it will not have a body, but it's still the soul will be there. No? Like this. Fear is the alertness of the soul as ego. When the soul is living as ego, fear is the alertness. When the soul is living as soul, the alertness is that same thing here. Because the soul, when living as soul, has the clear value for itself more than anything else. It has value for itself more than anything else. So when the soul has value for itself more than anything else, what fear it can have of losing itself or falling in love with something else? No? And it is so different, like the gap is too big between the soul, its quality, its a treasure, and anything else, that the fear never happens that, oh, I may lose. Like fear can happen between apples and oranges, you know. Fear cannot happen between apple and ocean, apple and sky, you know. You see what I mean? Like you cannot have a confusion about this one or this one. It's not just relevant. It's just not compatible. It's not just matching. No, like this. Right now, when we are still in the same field of mind where we are experiencing our being, we are experiencing our being more in that same method. And that's why we have a fear. And fear is, by the way, true. It's not serving ego entirely. Actually, no fear is serving ego because there is no ego. Fear is only serving the soul in whatever state it is. So when the soul is in the ego state, it is serving the soul as ego. When the soul is choosing not to be in the ego state, it is serving the soul for being the soul, like helping the soul. I hope that this will help in some way. So unless you really want to, unless you face the fear, you cannot know what is fear. But then once you face the fear, there is no fear. When a fear is not found in the fear, this is the thing. But something is found, and that something has to be faced, unless if we want to really become free. So we don't need to be free from fear. It's just a mechanism. It's a process happening, energetic process happening. We need to be free from misunderstanding, like a blockage. I don't want to see it, like this. Internally, we have sort of a blockage for it, mental block. We need to face it as a being. Anything you, the soul, embraces, the poison of it is removed. The truth of it is revealed. You know, which is so useful, no? Thank you. I think it's very good. Madhvi, you want to say something?
Namaste. Am I audible clearly?
Yes.
Actually, this is a very beautiful topic of freshness and aliveness. So, and I just felt that to understand freshness, I think I have to understand memory first. That if I know what is memory, because my life, or I think everybody's life, I would concentrate on my life first. That my life is a blend of memory and aliveness. Because I have a memory of, you can say, my life, my surroundings, my everything. Like I have a life of my own where I work, my relatives, everybody is there, and I have their memory. But at the same time, I have an aliveness of getting up in the morning, feeling the sunshine, and enjoying the rain, and everything that I do in my life. Again, it is fresh also. But still, I feel this, sometimes the memory takes over this freshness of life also. So my question is on memory, that how to not have this memory that, oh, I have lived this sunshine earlier also. Oh, I have lived this moment earlier also. So how to avoid that in my life and just live this moment? Because right now, whenever I have this memory taking over my life, I concentrate on my breath, because that is the only thing which is present. Because every breath I feel is right now, and that breath becomes my past. But is there any other way where I can come to the present moment, keeping in mind the memory of my loved ones? Because I am enjoying their company also, honestly. I love talking to them. I love walking on the road. I love my tuitions. I'm a tuition teacher, so I love talking to my children. I love surfing on the internet. I love everything what I do. And at the
Huh.
same time, I feel fresh also. Like I'm enjoying myself a lot. But sometimes it does happen that something else, some memory, it's the same boring life. The same thing takes over. So how to uh, uh, be alive at that moment also? That's my question.
I think the answer of this is really very one simple approach. That simple approach is learning to live what we choose to live. No, it's as simple as this: learning to live what we choose to live, or learning how to choose something to live also. No, which is included in this topic. No, so basically, whenever at any point of time you are enjoying your present moment, while memory comes in, as if it is involuntary, like as if being forced to be lived. But here we can consciously choose to live something. So, so we need to move from this model of unconsciously or forcefully, living the memory or life as such, to consciously choosing to live what we want to live, no, at any point of time. Because this is what you are asking for, that I want to have a control, I want to have a freedom of living the memory as much as I want to live, living the memory when I want to live also, and the other time when I don't want to live also, no. So this is a very clear case of a conscious experiencer who chooses, not that what is present in the body, mind, or life that forces that what will be lived. No? And for that, being present as a conscious experiencer in the experience is the method. No? And what it does, it gives you experience as deeply as you want, or it gives you everything that you want from the experience in this moment. It also uh, shows you how to let go of it now when you have moved from this experience to the next experience, and that is the method basically, like continuously moving from the past experience to the present experience, because it is not about memory, it is about actual experience in this moment. Memory is only a tool being used by life, like all the memory present in the body and every cell of the body and every cell of every body also, every course also, it is only a tool being used by life to create the experience. But that experience happens in the present only. No? It doesn't happen in the past. The past experiences don't happen in the past. No? They happen in the present only, no? Because there is no other place where anything can happen or can be experienced. No? So maybe, Madhu, you can also try to see the difference between the experience that is happening and being experienced by you versus the experience that you are trying to create. And even that time when you are trying to create an experience out of memory and you are conscious that I'm choosing to do so over the present experience which is being offered by life, there should not be any problem. No? Because you are choosing to ignore the present life, the actual life, for living in the memory, but consciously. Then you cannot feel unhappy. No? Because feeling unhappy basically means feeling imprisoned. That I'm feeling imprisoned. I'm not feeling free. I'm not feeling control, like mastery on my energies and my life experience. No? So do you feel that this is good?
Uh, yes, yes. Control. Actually, that freedom feeling, I understand. Yes, because that time when the memory takes over, I don't feel that freedom,
Yes.
and I get tied somehow, and there is a pull in that memory, and that pull sometimes takes over my present moment, and I am lost. But then it's like, come back, come back, come back.
Yes.
So
Actually, the key here is that mm, if the experiencer does not get into the experience too much while experiencing, then the experiencer always have an option to unhook from the experience. It is only when the experiencer gets into the experience too much or too long that it feels that I am caught up in it and I cannot get out of it now. So you, the experiencer, always remain alert to not getting into the experience too much. Remain in the experience of yourself. You know, remain in the truth of yourself while experiencing. Like let's say you are enjoying a cup of tea, or you are eating some food, fruit, or anything you are experiencing in that moment. No? Do you really need to become a, a, a avocado to experience the full beauty and the tasteless nutritions of the avocado? No, you should be as less avocado as you can be. You should be as much free from avocado as you can be. Then only you can enjoy it freshly, isn't it? And the way is not only to be free from the past experiences, but to be free from even the present experience up to some degree into the experiencer that you are. So living the purity of your being while living this experience of avocado or any fruit for that matter. Guava, anything. Do you follow what I'm saying? This is the key.
Yes. Yes.
So unknowingly we get too much lost into the experience. It all begins, I feel, playfully, but at some point it becomes compulsive, like a circle. Now our default way of living becomes lost in the experience, not settled or stable in the being when experiencing. No? And that has to change. Basically, that is what is changing from the ego state to the being state. It's not about what we are experiencing or not, whether we are experiencing or not. It's about from where we are experiencing, in what state we are. State of being and state of ego are not really two entirely two things in one sense. It's about how much in we are when we are experiencing and how much out. No? Essentially, this is what is ego. Being too much out is what is ego. Being enough, appropriately in the being while doing everything is what is the being state. No? So I think it's good. Thank you. Anything else?
I mean, I really liked what you said, and yes, I understand what you said. Didi, I want to know what is this memory? Why this memory is there? Because without memory, I cannot live my life like every day. And at the same time, every day is a new day. So, but what is this memory? Can you just throw some light on this memory part of it?
Sure. Whatever I've seen or known about it, I will try to put it in the words. Memory is not really the need of the pure being. Memory is the need of the pure being in the play, in the divine play. No? Because without the memory, duality cannot happen. No. Without the memory, separation cannot happen. Separation of the experiencer with the experience, for example. Separation of one experience from another. No. So, it is basically life and memory only. Third thing which is the witness, the knower of everything. No? Otherwise, essentially, it is just life and the memory only. So, there is no way we can avoid memory. We can just learn to use it well. No? We can learn to benefit from it rather than harmed by it. We can learn to learn that how it can open doors for us rather than remaining in the limitation. No? So memory is something that happens always. Like memory is something that is happening continuously and always. Like it is the very way of life that memory happens. Not that somebody is doing it, should do it or not do it, or good or bad. It's not really like this. In the essence, in the fundamental, memory is what happens always. Whenever life happens, experiencing of life happens, there is somebody experiencing it, something like being of life experiencing it, and memory also happens. Where memory happens basically is in the form through which the life is being experienced. So we have a form called body-mind, and we are the soul who is experiencing the life that happens through the form, through the body-mind. So in the body-mind, memory happens. So this vessel is, you can say memory is like a twofold thing. One is the learning and another is the non-essential, like a dust, like a residue of the past experience. Like this cup actually has a residue of the past experience, like there is some tea left in this, for example. So this is the residue of it. But the learning from it could be something in the experiencer. No? So what we can look at right now probably is that let the experiencer be free from any memory of any experiences at any point of time. Like there is no need for the experiencer to have the memory. Experiencer can only need only learning from it, like enjoying the experience and learning from it. No? While the body mind will contain also the same thing. Like it will contain the learnings from, like it will extract the learning from the experience also. Like it updates its functioning. How body functions, mind functions in a certain way for a certain individual, in a certain individual life context. That all is a learning present inside us and continuously maintaining itself. And based on the memory, based on the experience and the memory that comes out of it, it is updating itself continuously. So there is nothing wrong in memory being present in every level of body mind. What is not okay here is that either it is excessive memory, like occupying more space, like useless memory, for example. So it is not the useful memory that takes up our energy or disturbs ourselves. It is the useless memory, no? The memory which we don't want to have, and the memory that we want to have, we are fine with it. No? Up to this point, is this correlatable? Like, are you able to connect?
Very much, very, very much.
So again, it is also a matter of consciously using the memory. Like the more you become conscious, conscious user of the memory, the more better the memory management becomes better, because we are giving, as if we are giving a message out into the body mind. That's why some beings are fine with very, very old memories and many, many things like this, and like whatever way it plays inside us, and some are not. And chances are that those who are not, they are more conscious now. They feel like, what is going on here? Like, who is attending this memory? I am not interested in it at all. No. And the very looking at it, that who is attending this memory? I am not interested in it. Or I am not interested in the way memory is being maintained. Like, like a library management. And that very looking will start changing things. Like it will look like a overhead. Like memory is a tool. Memory is a resource, and it becomes a burden, at some point. So that difference between feeling lightweight and utilizing the memory well versus it becomes a burden, like we get buried under the memory. So I have a question, like just coming to me right now, Madhvi, that you, the being, at some point, you are a soul. So you can remember even the first memory that happened to you in this body mind, in this life, particularly, let's say right now. No? Or as such, let's say whenever. You can remember that, no? So that memory still will be memory that happened to you in a way, but not to you directly. It is more what happened in the body, in front of you. No? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
So we are just hypothetically thinking like this, that you have come to the very first memory, that okay, what happened in my body mind in front of me. Then now, do you have any memory of your own without touching the memory in the body mind?
Actually, yes also and no also.
Okay.
Because if I think myself as a child right now also, and if I am thinking of the first memory that I have had, but that memory happened just because I was there. If I was not there only, then that memory will not exist for me. So now, I don't know whether that time I was a body or I was, because I was too young, and I don't know. I was a body, I was a soul. I mean, I have no idea about these things. But yes, I can understand, but I can feel what you are saying.
I have a clue here, that who you are now, were you that exactly that time? If yes, then you will know very clearly. No? But if you are not certain whether I was body or not, then it was not you there really that time. No? Is it not like this?
Yes, yes.
But we still have a chance to face that memory. That chance is living consciously. when we live consciously, we go to a deeper level of being, from where we not only continue experiencing in the body mind, but we somehow come to the purity of our being beyond memory, or beyond this memory of body mind. No? Then we can actually see that that memory is still there. Although every memory also contains, as if a portion of the memory also, says something about the one who has known it. The knower. The state of the knower is also recorded in the memory, and that you will not touch this time. Because this is the problem with the memory, that memory converts us into something else that we are not. The biggest challenge with the memory is that we become something else which we don't want to become now anymore. We want to remain that pure being which we are, more integrated, crystallized, resolved. And then old memory where we were very confused, it kind of gives us that taste of being that again, no?
Yes. Yes.
But once we go to a deeper level, then a certain threshold, let's say, in the being, that doesn't happen anymore. Because it is not correlatable anymore. Like we are out of the range. Like there is a range of the body mind, range of the being, where we are a person and something deeper than person and deeper than person, and like this. But it all is kind of in one range in a way. And then beyond that is one range also. There is a possibility also. That possibility basically is that at some point we become clear that I was not born really. I was not born. Something like the birth happened. I was a witness of the birth, not really, or witness not like I was there, but I am something which was not born. Like something which does not have memory of anything. In the sense of mixing, I witness the memory happening in the body mind, and through that I experience life also. But it does not mix with me. The memory does not mix with me. This one can know what truly memory is. All type of memory. This is what I think in Zen they call the true face. What is our true face? Or faceless face also. Like this. Just felt like adding a little bit my excitement. Thank you.
Very nice and very beautiful. I could actually feel that faceless face. I could feel that right now. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very, very nice. Ekta, you want to say something?
Namaste, Lavin.
Namaste ji.
I just wanted to come in front of you, and as I'm listening, I'm just waking myself up to the pointers that are being given. I feel that what I really want to expose is, when Umaji was talking about the laziness, when it comes to doing the just sitting meditation or the practice of who am I, or there is no laziness there, there is vigilance, there is so much joy. But when it comes to taking care of the physical body, I feel there is a certain sense of tiredness, and then the breakthrough is not happening, and I just wanted to expose this. And I also remember you saying that, this residue build up also doesn't create the freshness. So I just wanted to bring this in front of you. I'm really enjoying the satsang, and I really enjoy listening to your recordings as well. But I just wanted to bring this in front of you because I feel there is nothing to be hidden from you, and I just want to bring this, and It just feels good to say it. If you could please say something. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. This laziness that we are talking about a little bit, it's also a actual genuine challenge for the seekers. So where I just want to share something, and it may really help you and others also a little bit. No? What we normally feel that I'm just somebody and I'm just going to do something called a spiritual practice, and I'm going to become something called awakened being or free being or blissful being. No? But it is not like this really. You are already that pure being which you will become one day. No? But you are not living as that pure being. And the reason, what is the reason? That's where we have to see the reason why we are not living as the pure being. And so what happens is that we are living in a certain state of energies. Energies being the energies having memory and producing a certain experiences based on the memory they have. No? What we call pattern basically is a memory in the memory, a memory in the energy, producing a certain experience out of it. No? But now all the energies are full of memory and full of patterns in one sense. So they are producing certain experience based on how life is hitting us, or how we are encountering meeting life. And we have kind of essential and non-essential attachment to it also. Like essential for doing practical life and like attending basically body and taking care of body, finance and everything. And non-essential is where we can improve. So what will happen is that we will try to practice something, like you are practicing meditation and you are not really reaching. There, what happens that as if our attachment to, or non-essential attachment to the energies is coming in the way. As if it is not letting us feel or believe that or trust that I can do it. So it is working against us here, and be alert about it. Like, not initially it is fine to put effort and in the spiritual context, but once you are more settled, then let us make our alertness much more sharp also here. That I have decided to sit just now and do nothing else. Let's see what is in the way. And more importantly, who is in the way? Like, is there someone stopping me from sitting? Is there someone forcing me to do something? Can someone force you to do something inside you? Also. That time if you question like this, that can someone force me to do something right now when I have decided to just sit and do nothing? And that will expose our own unconscious attachment, which is non-essential attachment to the energies, which is not necessary for living in the practical life, but it is only necessary to live as an ego, which we don't want to do anymore. And then once it is exposed, we will drop it. No? Like, hey, this I don't need. Like this. Then you will succeed every time. Because we should succeed every time. The techniques, the practices which are shared are to succeed every time, not once in a while only. So every time when we are not succeeding, even if we don't reach to that pure state of being, we can get so much more wisdom out of it, out of every session. That this is where I'm missing, and we can become free from that which comes in the way for the next time also. This is what is actual spiritual growth. This is what is actual spiritual growth. Spiritual growth is growth of the soul actually, in the sense of wisdom. That where I'm stuck, what exactly is going on, what is the conflict, what is in the way of me sitting in my being, knowing my truth and living my truth. That is the wisdom that grows, which is what essentially is the spiritual growth, which can happen through different things, but you can do like this also, isn't it? What do you feel? Like, if you want, you can do the experiment, like test right now. Try to see that if there is anything which is in the way.
Yeah, I would like to do that right now to see, what is in the way.
So you start like you want to do just sitting right now, or in inquiry, or you just choose what you want to do and then accordingly.
but I always love being quietly with you. It just brings me totally in the moment.
Fine. So just sit quietly with you, with yourself. Like let's sit together and just sit quietly in your being, and try to sense that. Am I trying to sit in my being? If you are trying to, you should become alert. Don't try to sit in your being. So as much as try to be alert that why, what is in the way? Like why I'm not immediately able to sit in my being. Sit in my being means sit in my natural state. Remain in my natural state also in a way. Because sitting is also implies like an effort that we are doing something to be in the natural state. No, it is the opposite. No, we are doing something to not be in our natural state, and that we have to identify consciously and stop doing it. No. So you just care about your relax, which is not sleep, but full of light, of awareness, of being. You just care about your joy in the being, which is more like a peacefulness, but also very profound like bliss. Like you are so much more awake than ever now, but you are so relaxed that even the deep sleep, this relax is not felt. And this is what is our can be described a little bit as our true state also, no? Like indicator for true state. You just care about this, and just be alert if something comes in the way of it, and that thing has to be seen through clearly by you. Why it is? Because nothing can force you to do anything, to attend anything, no? Except when you choose to do something, to attend something. Why you are choosing to attend anything right now, if you are attending anything? That you must be clear right now. It's going to be very rewarding for the this session and for coming sessions also. So don't try to sit in the pure quietness and pure being right now. Just see if possible. Yes. Very, very simply, not forced, so much forcing, trying to sit in my being, not like this. No, not trying to sit in anything, just remaining in the true state of being. And what is in the way? Like some important thoughts need to be attended, but just question why they need to be attended right now. Some important feelings to be attended, why they need to be attended right now. Just question. This will highlight that all those thoughts and feelings are egoic. Egoic in the sense that they support us in remaining as ego. And now we are choosing not to be ego. Remaining as the pure being or remaining in the true state of being basically is we are choosing not to be the ego, the identity. And that is where that those energies are triggered, that core energies are triggered, which basically constitute the ego identity and support the ego identity to be lived in us. So those are triggered right now. And it's a very powerful time for us to be alert so deeply about them that we can become free from them forever. Or at least we will know at least that they are there in this way. So things will try to pull you. What it means. Who you are, who will be pulled in this time? The being? No. Being cannot be pulled. No, being who is not living its truth and believing that I am something else. That is what is pulled. Remain alert. And that alertness will make you free from that misunderstanding that you have about yourself. And then again, you will be able to live in the pure natural state of being. Not pulled, not pulled. Now say something if you feel.
Yeah. I feel I don't want to come out, or I just feel like being in here and resting. And
Did you notice anything like some things are pulling you or something are not letting you relax in the being?
for one instant, I could say that, the importance that of some, I could get pulled there. It the comeback was very, very instant because of the preciousness of this time. And in that, and in that I could totally just sit here. And
I think
for
that's okay.
ice,
That's okay.
yeah.
That's very, very beautiful. But also you can use this recording to refer to listen to again whenever you feel that something is not letting you sit in your being. Listen to this recording and learn from it, and it will teach you. It will help you in some way because your being was learning also when sitting in the being. Then that memory will become, that learning will become alive in you again after as you will listen to this recording also. No? And then you will know that, this is how I have to approach this, something which is stopping me. No? Like this. So I think it's all very good. Because nothing more precious than sitting in our being. Because that time you are learning also. When we are living the being, pure being that we are living also, or learning also that what we are not. It is not really that the being, the soul that we are, has to really learn at the mind level that what is mind and ego. It is just that we are too much there that we need to learn initially in order to be free from it. Like using the understanding of the mind to be free from the engagement with the mind, like that. Otherwise, living the purity of being is sufficient. But generally speaking, we don't really live the purity of being. We live something created by the energies or the memory of energy. Because once we live the purity of being, we start becoming liberated, free, in such a way that we don't really feel attraction for the energies that are inside. So thank you. I think it's good.
Thank you so much. It's just such a delight to come in front of you and to speak with you and to listen to you.
Thank you. Very beautiful. Talking to you and living this truth with you. Very beautiful. So I just want to add a note here for everyone that living our pure being is always available to us because we are that which we want to live. It cannot be difficult. Living our energies, if we want to live them, also is not difficult because it is just always they are there. No? What is that problem that we are trying to solve here is not really whether to live the energies or not, or whether to live the being or not. We are trying to solve a problem called imprisonment of the soul. That soul is bound to live the energies and not free to live the being. Or sometime soul is bound in such a way that it just feels like living the being and just don't want to live the energies. That is also a subtle bondage I want to highlight here. Not that we should live the energies, why we should, if we don't want to. But we should not reject, like we should not avoid living the energies under threat of a fear or something. Because that's not natural in the being. Being does not have fear of living of energies. It just does not find them maybe so interesting anymore. No? Or if it finds, it will continue. You know what I mean? Like this. So misunderstanding. is the key that keeps us bound. Clarity, understanding will open our door for freedom. No? So thank you. Thank you. Very good. Samira, you want to say something?
I just follow your guidance right now. Can I share with you what I observe?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So there are a few points, I would say. They always come when I look inside. And one is, of course, just the practical, I would say, flow of life, just from recently, quite fresh, like just today or maybe yesterday, and then something else what always comes where I feel there's some sort of a memory, a very emotional memory. It's in the heart, and I'm not sure, but it might be before I met Guruji, I became very strongly attached to some subtle realms or energies. And when I become quiet and go in my heart, I feel this. I feel, I don't know if it's a longing, I don't know if it's a vibration, and I wonder, like, it's coming naturally, you know? I'm not forcing it or something. Yeah, but I want to bring it up because it's always coming in the seeing many times. And then also that empty where there's nothing, but almost I don't think they can really be together here. You know what I mean?
They cannot be. Yeah. I feel what is happening here is that what is the importance of knowing who we are, living who we are? You know, let us see here in this context that before we remember again who we are in a vulnerable state where we can be fooled by a certain realm, by a certain level of consciousness that you are so and so, you are this. Only when we live the purity of our own being and we recognize and clearly know in the soul itself that this what I am and I am not anything else, that we are free from being fooled by anything now. So before that we can be fooled. Fooled in what sense? Fooled in not in the bad sense, but in the sense that anything that we want to live requires us to become a form or a being at that realm of consciousness. For example, if we want to live in the physical form in which we are living, by the way, so we are living in the physical realm of consciousness or not? This table, this chair is in the physical realm, where our body is. So we are actually living in the physical realm. And what is the cost of it? The cost is that we have to feel kind of some oneness with the body. And that's what happens, that we feel that I am the body. We forget that I am the being living in the body, one with the body. And the same thing happens at different levels of consciousness also. And everything has some reward to us. Like the physical body gives us the access to the physical experiences of this world. No? Like access to the physical world, which can be experienced. And the sleeper also gives access to that, but at the cost. So that's why in the direction of knowing who we are, I remember like all the great beings say to us that don't touch anything that happens. Don't touch any experiences. Don't touch any powers, because you will have many powers, many experiences opening up internally. Don't touch any of them, because otherwise you will not be able to come back to the truth of who you are. Because only when we come back to the truth of who we are, something radical happens. Like we really remembered who I am irreversibly in such a way that we cannot be fooled by anything now. Like we will not settle for anything else. We will not know I'm not this. Like it just does not match anymore to you. You know, like this. That's the importance of coming home first, taking a good shower of your own being, of your own light, of your own truth, and then only looking out, going back there where you were, okay, let's see what is there to be experienced and what is the cost of it. Then only we can wear the clothes. Now we know that, oh, that was not becoming something, it was just wearing the cloth of the body or of the thought or of the feeling level to experience it. And now I am something in the cloth. But before we did not have a difference, we did not know the difference. When we become a thinker, while thinking, we don't know ourselves separate from being the thinker. When we become the experiencer of emotions and thoughts, we don't know ourselves separate from the experiencer. Like we don't know a radical possibility, like a possibility beyond thinking and thinker, possibility beyond experience and experiencer. We don't know that possibility yet. We have forgotten as if. Once we return home, live in the truth of our being, and without doing anything, we just remain, that we remember that truth that we are. So the first thing that we need to do or we will do is to sit in our being. But that's not enough. We sit in our being, we live that being that we are, we love that being that we are, and we choose to live as that being. This choice also has to be made inside, internally. Until this choice is made, we are not really free. Meaning choice is made when we have seen that nothing else can offer me what this being myself can offer. Like a clarity happens internally. Like an internal choice is made actually. That's what it means to remain free forever. No? Like a choice is, because everything else is offering us something without we knowing that. It is offering us something, but at the cost of not living the purity of being. So if any realm, any consciousness realm offers us something, but at the cost of not living who we are, is it fine? That everybody has to take this call. No? That's what makes us different beings actually, because we are accessing same thing. We all have same access to everything, every one of us. We are just not, if we are not happy in our life, basically means that we are not choosing wisely. More consciously we have to choose. No? Like if you choose freedom over comfort, then choose yourself. If you choose comfort, then negotiations can happen. Now, comfort means some powers of some realm of consciousness, some resources, money and all that also. Just my way of saying, I hope that it is just indicative. It's not really literally so, but I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, thank you. I think to clarify this is very important for me, because in the teaching, which I've practiced so long, which was dedicated to Ramana, they used this method of the spiritual heart and the spanda, the vibration in the heart, like a door to that. And yeah, I feel I experienced these things, but there was not the clarity really what's going on. Like there were all these experiences. Yeah, so Guruji actually kind of took this from me without him knowing. So I didn't practice very, very long actually, because I was just with him in his grace. And so, yeah, but still as soon I kind of just detached from doing, from the world and everything, like this starts to arise. And I just need to be clear, like that's why I want to clarify with you, just that it's fine to just drop this when this comes, this sensation or what it, yeah.
Drop what?
Like that when this heart, I feel like there's a heart, I don't know, it's just a warmth or something opening, also a light sometimes. And it's beautiful. It has a...
Understood. One point I want to give you checkpoint, which can help, that there is a possibility that under the influence of mind or under the influence of ego, this kind of experience is created very, very often time. Ramana Maharshi himself has said like this. And seeker of truth will be caught up in this for thousands of years. So how to see, how to know that it is not that it is a real experience and it is not really a fake ego-created experience. The difference is that if you live the truth of it, you feel more liberated experiencer. Whenever we taste the truth, we become more free, liberated experiencer by tasting the truth. A strange thing to say. The more deeply you live the truth, the more you feel I'm liberated from experiencing. I'm more independent of experiencing. It is felt internally. And if it is indicator like this, then this is truth being lived. Then this is better to continue living this truth than doing anything else that time. No? Because it is going to liberate you into your being. It is going to remind you of who you are in such a way that you cannot lose that memory so easily now. In the contrast of being that person that we remain mostly, no? In the practical life region, or the practical life region also, even if temporary, no? Like this. So this is the importance of living this spandan, this vibration of the heart, which I feel. So it is very powerful, something very, it's a door really, but has to be understood. That are we living it to liberate ourselves from the ego, or are we living it while remaining as a ego? Because we are mostly living it when remaining as a ego. Then our ego is benefited, not we. Like ego is benefited in what sense? That ego is a very restless state, like a very dry and like a sense of lack is there everywhere in everything inside the ego state. And that becomes less because of living this truth. No? Because it's a real thing, it's a real thing, it's a real truth. And then in the ego state, the soul feels calm. Like for few days, months, or maybe years, it will continue being ego nicely. That okay, there is no complaint now. No? So we have to see, and I don't say that what to do. You choose. What do you want? Do you want to remain as ego and taste the truth? Then fine. But if you don't want to remain as ego, then taste the truth in such a way that you are becoming free every second, not every minute or 1 hour or something. No, this very millisecond. Like you feel liberated immediately. That's the taste of truth. That's the importance of being in satsang also, by the way. That's the importance of doing dhyan also, meditation also. It is for liberating us, not really for giving us something. Liberating us from being what we think we are, which is ego. No? So I hope that it will help in some way. Thank you.
I would just like to clarify one more thing. Thank you so much. When you say we choose to be free from what we think we are, no? The sensation is that it's more like there are feelings or thoughts coming. It doesn't really have someone inside. But for example, when I speak many times after I realize, like, I was not aware that I'm speaking, or I'm like, but I sit, the thinking, it's not someone's, oh, I'm feeling this, and I don't want to feel this, or want to feel that. And the thinking process is more, it's really very, like what happens in the now, no? So my question is how to inquire into this, that to see that experiencer or that thinker clearer.
Okay. Like we need to have some reference, either of the truth of who we are, or the truth or falsity of who we are. We need to have some reference consciously. Then only we can verify. No? So either catch yourself consciously being the ego, or catch yourself living in the truth of who you are consciously, one of the two. No? Then only we can have an actual reference. Otherwise, it will be all interpreted by the mind and dictated by the mind also, that this is truth and this is not.
So could you say when there's identification or feeling of being lost, look into that what is false, and when there's the seeing of things, stay with the truth?
Yeah. Actually, if you stay with the seer when things are there to be seen, if you stay with the experiencer when there are things to be experienced, then you can very quickly reach to the being who is the experience and who is the experiencer both at the same time. So the being state is where we are the experiencer of the being that we are. Funny thing to say, but it's true. So this is what is true state of being, being the experiencer of the being that we are. Like just in itself, just experiencing, eating, drinking itself, like this. This is what is actually, but it is the very deceptive also. Like there is a possibility of deception a lot here. Like when a person becomes introvert, we may feel that this is the true state. No, it is not. True state of being is not introvert at all. It is not closed at all. It's open like sun, like daylight. Everything is here, allowed to be the way it is. Like when you don't feel any rejection for any thought, feeling or any state inside. There are all chances that you are in your true state right now. Or maybe you are in a good mood maybe. Which is also connected to really the being that we are. The person cannot be in such a good mood that like it doesn't have any complaint from anything or objection from anything. So do you catch something from it?
Yes, I feel the last thing you said is just a really, like, my main catcher at the moment. Just no matter how it feels or what it is, just let it be as it is. Don't try to change it. Don't try to manipulate or anything or to understand it even. And like just let it be. It's almost like it's a practice, but like because the mind it's not like this. It feels like you're doing it kind of. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
As you will catch it more, it will become more clear. Because it is not the mind that can become clear what is our true state. It is being in the true state or tasting our true state that we can become clear what is our true state and what is mind state. Like this. This is the challenge actually. And remaining, because of being in the mind state, we are not as if allowing ourselves to be in the true state. And that is where we need to do a lot of work. That spiritual work is done in the mind state, so that we can allow ourselves, not anybody else, ourselves to be in the true state. We are stopping us from being in the true state because of the different misunderstandings we have. And how much misunderstanding we have is very, very unique in a way, very subjective in everyone. No? It's not same really. So thank you, very good, thank you. Nishant, you want to say something?
No, Rajee. I would like to hear you just maybe speak about a couple of topics. Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily need to be connected also. So one is the, let's say, the true state of the being. Or let's say the natural state. And then there's also a truth which is beyond that. So maybe if you could just speak a little bit, it'll be nice.
Okay, I'm going to share it in this context of where we are right now, no, so that it can be useful, no, for all of us. It is not going to be a free sharing in that sense, no. So it may not be so accurate in the expression, but it will be. You can still feel the truth of it, and it will be useful. I'm trying to share in this way. Our natural state cannot be indicated or understood from directly from the mind. It can be understood first of all through the method of negation, like what it is not. So from the mind point of view, from the ego, individual self point of view, our true state can be understood through the negation, that I am not like this. Like when you are not restless, so that is the true state. So it means restful state is the true state. No, when you are not restless and also not restful, that is true state. No. When you are not like when you are not tired, when you are just relaxing, that's my true state. No, when you are neither relaxing nor tired, Because the true state of our being does not come in any of the categories of the two, of the duality, of the interrelated opposites. So how to describe it? We have to catch one of them, that this is not like this, but also we have to include the other one also, that it is not like that also. Then only our mind opens up in a way, our wisdom opens up, the wisdom of the soul, that aha, because we are trying to catch one of them continuously. That I am in the active, I am not in the active state right now, which means I am in the passive state. No, our true state is neither the active state nor the passive state. You may come to the passive state, and from there you can come in the active state. Then you may go back to the passive state, and from there you may go back to the true state of being. This is how it happens. So when we sit in meditation, we need to come to the passive state first, which is what is not doing anything part. Not doing anything part is allowing ourselves, the doer, to not do anything, meaning to remain in the passive state. And from there, when we have interest in going into the true state of being, then we slip out of that state also now. Now that I'm not going in the active state anymore, I can let go of that alertness which is required to not go in the active state. Then when we relax, we go or come back in the true state of being, which is neither the active state nor the passive state. No? Which just is. It's not coming in some state. It just is. It's just same one state always. No? So our true state basically is one state. What we normally know initially as our true state is only taste of it from our passive state, which is like a borderline somewhere in between, where we are neither person, like a doer, thinker, decision maker, meaning active, nor we are the being, who is neither a thinker nor a non-thinker. A being can think without being a thinker. A being can do without being a doer. No, like this. There are methods also. There are methods also, practices also, which help us in this. One practice that helps us is samagrata, totality. What is totality? Basically is that using all of our energy, all of our abilities into what we are doing right now. No? And this is where that miracle happens called awakening. Through this method also, this miracle of awakening happens. So what is that miracle? Is that until we realize that I am something beyond the doer and doings, we believe that I am the doer. Because we are the being. Being has a natural sense of existence, sense of being. Sense of being means sense of being something also, someone also. So the being feels by default that thinking is happening, there has to be a thinker, I am the thinker. So it takes itself to be a thinker of the thoughts or thinking by default. But if that energy which is forming the sense of thinker that time is involved or consumed in the thinking that time, then there is no energy left for the being to identify with. Then somehow it becomes like empty. Oh my God, it's just happening. Thinking is happening by itself. Who I am. Then the being wakes up somehow. Like a shock. In a shock, the being wakes up. No? So this is the mechanism of totality, samagrata, which by the grace of God I experienced in my childhood, just like this, while working in the practical life. So this is the natural state of being. I tried. I know it's not really very clear. It can never be very clear, really. But there is a joy of speaking, and I'm sure there is a joy of listening in you also. So is this fine like that?
Yes, Rajee. This is fine.
You were saying something like what is behind it, beyond it. No? What is beyond it basically is nothing. The being, just you are the being. You are beyond feeling that I am somebody. You are beyond the memory that I became somebody one day. Now you just know I was always this, and I am always this, and I am always going to be this. Then actually what happens is that then it becomes internal more. Now the body-mind activities are going on, and they are known very well how things are happening really much more clearly than before, and done well also. But now it becomes more internal, what I call wonder. Now we actually start knowing who we are here. This is what is behind it. And then the truth of behind the natural state of being is revealed to the being that we are, but it is never revealed to anybody else. It never comes out, like this truth never comes out of the mystery. At some point, you who is wondering dissolves completely into this one truth and become one basically with the truth. Now it is the one truth living in the form of you. But still, the truth of it never comes out. The secret always remains here. No? I cannot say more than this right now about it. Thank you. Any other question? You wanted to say something?
Nothing, not really.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
Samya, you want to say something?
Hello, Rajee.
Namaste.
Hi. I don't know what to say exactly, but before Satsang, I was actually quite lost and confused, and I was still in that state and continue in that state. But after Satsang, I again somehow find clarity, and I'm so happy about this.
How nice.
Yeah, and without doing anything. So I feel like there is nothing to bring left. Like everything comes to that point again and again to just stay here, and by being here, everything just resolves. Sometimes
I want to say something to you here, okay? I feel it will help. You have not asked, but I have the feeling, because we have spoken about it a few times, and I have spoken to other beings also a little bit about it a few times. I feel that, let's say you are trying to go home, you are trying to reach home, okay? And you have forgotten where is your home. And then somehow you find yourself at home now, because there is a familiarity. Whenever you reach home, you know this is your home. Nobody has to tell you, no? Nobody can be so drunk that we forget that this is my home or not. We clearly know, no, this is not my home, it is somebody else's home. Even if somebody say, no, this is your home. You will say, no, I'm not so drunk or something, you know. Even drunkards cannot be fooled like this. So we clearly know when we are home that this is home. And then you are home and you are very happy, you are relaxed, like okay. And then suddenly you find yourself not at home again. Oh my God, what happened? And then with the same problem, okay, I have to find myself again. Then you are back home again and very nice. Oh, how amazing it is. I feel something has to be done here. Just celebrating and being happy when at home is not enough. Or like that something could be that, okay, I'm fine with this whole model, that sometime I'm at home and sometime I'm not. So that could be okay. Then unhappiness or suffering will not happen. But if you suffer when you are not at home, that time it means then there's a learning improvement required. You know? Like we need to be very alert at what exactly is happening now, how I come home and how I lose it. That alertness is necessary, and that's what is going to make it clear to us that what is home, how I reach, where I reach, what exactly it is, and then we will never lose it. Although it is not something bad, what you are saying, that living the truth of who we are is not something, is something very good. But if it is happening too often, it is really a time to be more alert than just living the truth of who we are. Like understanding the mechanism also a little bit. How exactly I slide into my being? What happens? Like, is there anything wrong in being, in living consciously our joy of being, beauty of being? Is it anything wrong in living consciously our being? I don't think there is anything wrong in this. No? Like remaining alert that, okay, what happens now? So this is what I wanted to add to this little bit. Thank you.
I don't know what's happening, but it feels like everything happens so automatically. Like coming home is very automatic. I just came to Satsang, and being with you, I found myself again here. And maybe when I'm not in Satsang, something happens and I found myself. So I feel like maybe I don't so much control over it. But there are
Meaning,
things
are you aware that you don't have control over it?
Excuse me?
Are you aware clearly, continuously, that you don't have control about it?
I don't
have control over it. Control over this switch that happens. Are you clear about it? And are you okay with this? Because that's what I was saying, that if you are okay with it, if you have accepted that it is not in my control and I'm fine.
No, I'm not okay with this.
So if you are not okay with this, then when you are not home, that time you should check who are you, who I am. That will help. Because that will reveal this same truth. What I mean by being vigilant basically is that vigilant when home also, and vigilant when not home also. Both. So checking who I am, who is home now, and also checking who I am when not home also. Both way it will help. It will bring that extra light of self-awareness, which will make it clear how this switch happens without our control.
May I confess and bring something? It seems like my choices is not constant. Like when I suffer, I immediately choose and come and this thing, but it seems like there is something which always calls me back to that state, and it's generally about money and work and why I cannot get or do what I want in the world, this kind of thing. It feels like I'm not able to do anything, and it always somehow hold me back and create some resistance. And it feels like I don't want to meditate, or I don't want to go into that state now because it doesn't bring me anything. But when I started to suffer, I go back and yeah.
I mean, I have nothing to say about it. It is an internal thing, and yeah. But I know it happens it happened to us that we are like this. Again, if you are fine with this, totally fine. If not fine, then something has to be done about it. Because it's not really about what is happening. It is whether it is okay or not. It is not about how we are swinging, how much we are swinging from one to another state or experiences. It is about our decision, clarity inside. Am I okay the way things are?
I'm not okay anymore.
And not okay
No.
from what? Not okay from swinging, or not okay from false state? Because mostly we are not okay from the false state, but we are okay with the swinging, which includes coming to the true state also.
Can you please ask question again? I'm not sure if I understood clearly.
What I mean is that we are fine with the swinging that happens, that we are unhappy in the false state, then we are happy in the true state. So this swinging that goes on, we are fine with it. We just don't want part of it, that I don't want to be in the false state and suffer. No, if you don't want to be in the false state and suffer, then you have to actually reject or not accept or not hold on to the swinging also at all. Then you will have to let go of the true state also. No? And we just don't want to let go of that true state, which looks like the true state. If it was a true state, it would not really be lost. And it will not have a opposite also. No? True state don't have a opposite. Our true state, our natural state does not have a opposite of it, where we can go. We don't go from the true state. We don't come to the true state also. We just wake up to the true state, no? To the natural state, no? This is what I'm trying to say. So we may lose sometime the true state, but that's not true state. We may come to the false state, but that's not the false state. Even our false state is not the truth. False state is not truth. It is not truly false state. This is the problem. We think that this is my false state and I have to go back to my true state. Neither our true state is the true state, nor our false state is truly false state. This is the point I'm trying to make. There is something beyond both. You are that. And everybody discovers this, by the way, one day when we wake up, that to be in a certain meditative state is not my true state. My true state is, it begins from where I am or what I am. I am that who experiences the true state or meditative state. So my true state will be in myself who experiences it, not in what I experience. But when what I experience and who I am becomes one also. Like inseparably one, like just cannot be two anymore. Whatever I do, that's true state also. Like it is an indicator for that also. Now experiencing anything is not opposite of it. It's just experiencing yourself remains internal and everything else like external experience in the body mind, no? Like two levels of experiencing happening at the same time, as if, again just indicative words, no? This is what I felt, that it is like a air conditioning of the being, where you cannot feel the heat of the desert of the mind, of the ego. No? Like we remain cool in the air conditioning, happy. Cool means happy, no? Happiness is from here. Are you cool? Oh, I'm cool, like you say like this. This is happening, that is happening. No, I'm cool, I'm fine. Because you are not disoriented, you are oriented, you are like centered in the being. Centered in the soul is centered in the Supreme Soul also, no? Connected to the Supreme Soul also. And that's where that true centeredness towards the life. Otherwise it's a very confusing life. What is this, what is that, what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go. It's not that easy really, like almost not possible really, that one can figure out that what is right to do and what not right to do. When to do also. All of that is only through this centeredness in the being. So just felt like sharing. Thank you. Good.
Thank you.
Very nice. Nice meeting all of you today. I like this way of satsang where we are having conversation more back and forth. It feels much more alive and nice in a way. I feel it was much more effective actually in this way. So very nice. Thank you everyone for joining.